Oh my god, guys. I got a spectacular tower to show off today. This tower is just one gigantic mess, and you'll find out why soon. This is the former WCC-TV tower. Oh wait, my bad. WCCT-TV tower. Or did I say it right the first time? I forgot. This is the former WCCT-TV tower. So it's not being used. It's not being used by them anymore, I guess. I don't know what it's used for now. I'm pretty sure there's some cell antennas on it, right? I forgot. I guess we'll find out later. But oh my god, is this beacon setup going to be a crazy thing to what am I doing? But oh my god, is this beacon setup a mess? That's what I meant to say. So we got our first picture. You see a tower is a guide tower, obviously. It's red and white. You can see its old TV antenna that it used to have, but it's now removed, obviously. You see it has high intensity strobes too. Then you're probably wondering what that is. We'll find out later. Here it is again, but without its antenna. It still has its high intensity strobes, and they still work too, mind it. But the antenna, where the antenna would go, there is an FH308 there. So yeah, there is like the high intensity strobes are they could really just be used as the top beacons and stuff. You don't really need a medium intensity beacon like you would usually have on tall towers. But this one, they still decided to add it anyways for some reason. I don't know why. So yeah, there's the other picture. Here's a far away shot. Well, I mean, you can see more of the tower now. So there it is. Now I got a video to show you. This is the tower at night. So yeah, you thought it shined only white? Well, you'd be dead wrong. Here's the other video. And mind the earthquake too. Bumpy roads, am I right? So as you can see, the high intensity strobes along with the FH308 work. The markers on the tower work too, and there's a red beacon on there too. I'll tell you what that is later after the video is done. Alright, tower information. This here is the former WCCT-TV tower. The station has since moved to the Candelabra in Farmington, which is one of Ryan C's favorite towers. Since the station moved, the top antenna, which had an FH301, has been removed, and the 301 was replaced with an FH308. Also, the 300mm, which was on the lowest, the 300mm, which was the lowest beacon, has been replaced with an FH3. I mean L864 LED, which means it's red only. Probably should have mentioned that a little earlier, but for some reason there's some old school 300mm in the middle of the tower that still worked. I would imagine that being shut off. I would imagine that being replaced by the high intensity strobes a long time ago, but it still worked along with the markers. But sadly, it was replaced with an LED, which means that apparently it's supposed to have that beacon. So yeah, that whoever owns the tower acknowledged their mistake, and instead of actually fixing the entire beacon setup, they just replaced just one beacon and left all the others just there to do their random crap. Here's a beacon setup now from top to bottom. FH308 on top, three FTB 2052s right below them on the top. Markers, L864 LED, 30 flash per minute, 30 flash per minute, 30 flash per minute, always on too. So yeah, it flashes at day and night. And then it also has markers below too. That's one hell of a beacon setup. Why is it like that? Just it's so weird. Why did the tower not have 300 millimeters for the 301 and the FTB 205s from the start? That's a little weird. If the old 300 millimeter was supposed to be working on it along with the markers, I would imagine there being 300 millimeters where the other strobes are. Oh well. Quite possibly one of the weirdest setups ever. Also, the small gray guide tower next to it possibly has an FG3000B. And yeah, there's a tower next to it, which did he say it was gray? What the, yeah, he said a small gray guide tower. But I've seen both towers on Google Maps before, and I could have sworn this small tower was red and white. Maybe they painted it, I don't know. And yes, it does look like it has an FG3000B on it, but it might possibly have an EG&G 3000. That's a possibility. And here's the TV tower with its antenna. Don't know what's going on with the screen, the movement. Oh, no, I was right. There are still antennas on the tower. Here's another picture. This here's the top. There's the FH301, FTB 2052s, and some of the markers. Here's another picture of the antenna. This one is closer up. Well, it's zoomed in, so you can see the FH301 better than before, along with the high intensity strobes. Here's this picture. I don't see the 300 millimeter. I assume this picture was taken at the same time the others were when it still had its antenna. And that's it for now. Well, not for what I mean. I meant to say that's it. This tower's beacon setup wants to be a white only beacon setup, and it also wants to be a red only beacon setup at the same time. It's just yeah. I think the beacon setup is going through an identity crisis. It wants to only shine white, and also just wants to only shine red. It's weird. It's just one of those towers. When I originally seen this tower on Google Maps a long time ago, I thought that I thought I did see high intensity strobes up there, along with a few sets of 300 millimeters, and I was right about the high intensity strobes because Ryan C did tell me it had just one set of high intensity strobes. And at the time, he told me it had a few sets of 300 millimeters, but it only has one 300 millimeter. It only had one 300 millimeter. So he might not have known that there's only one 300 millimeter on the tower at the time. He never told me about the FH308, so that must have been a discovery he made when he seen the tower recently, which this was a few days ago. No, but this was yesterday, I believe. I think. I forgot. Yeah, it was yesterday. What am I thinking? So, when I first saw the tower, knowing its beacon setup, I thought it just had one set of high intensity strobes at day, and then like a few sets of 300 millimeters at night. Weirdly enough, but no, this is definitely even more weird than what that beacon setup could have been. I wish this was in Missouri, to be honest. This would be so cool to film one day. Imagine if it was in Springfield or just on the path to Springfield. That'd be cool. I would love to film that at day and night multiple times. Alright, so there's that. See ya.